Hello, supported tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance. Blue keeps playing the same game for all the year. At least those of you who are enjoying it are eating well. It won't last forever, but I've still got a couple ideas. Besides the crazy solo challenges. Ha ha. Ha. We're still taking a break from those. So, where are we today? Last two runs were New Game Plus with different archetypes. We did an all wizards run and an all martial run. Sort of, as is always, it's not perfect. Some marshals can cast spells, some spellcasters can swing swords. But I was aiming for good synergies that had a cool theme, and also some more room to experiment with some of the classes. A little bit more fun with Geomancer, a little bit more fun with Rune Knight, all that stuff. So today, supported tubers, we're going all support. And, well, that doesn't mean no one can attack. We're going to start with a Rhythmicist, upgraded Dancer. We've used them a fair bit. They're really good. We're going to bring a Bard, or a Troubadour. Now, I actually haven't used one of these guys in a normal run yet. This is one of the reasons we're doing this. Because we only did a solo run with them. We'll see if the songs impress us in a group. The trouble with a support group where everyone's support is who's killing stuff. It's probably not the best concept, but it is a bit of a challenge run, perhaps. We'll see. And then the only other supports, really, I mean, you could just play the Ranger as support using Hunter's Mark, but no. You can also use the Ninja for extra items. I thought about it really hard, because I still haven't done a Ninja Thief run where you can actually get, like, the Red Mage's special armor, the Dancer's special knife. There's a bunch of, like, Thief-only equipment that, in theory, you need to bring a Thief for, so they're kind of supportive. But I think the Ninja would probably make it too easy, because they're going to use the good swords. White mages are kind of known for support, and this will make sure it's possible to finish the run. And, I mean, yes, you could always take a red wizard and only take support spells or something, but I'm not going to go by, like, playstyle mechanics. Same thing with the elementalist and that. There's a couple ways to support teams. Time Wizard is just banned because it's basically GG, the game's over. But no, Green Mage, or Green Wizard, obviously, another sort of support style. And this should make for a kind of interesting group composition. The Dancer can definitely dish out damage. The Bard actually can do some AoE, although not amazing. And then White and Green will provide all the protections you could ever want. And then the Dancer and the Bard each have party buffs that are pretty strong. We're not going to be crazy fast, I don't expect, but I do have a good feeling about this run. So I think it'll be exciting, or at least interesting. So interesting runs are worth it. So in my tradition of trying to pick names based on Final Fantasy jobs, I might steal some from Bravely Default or something. Final Fantasy adjacent games. I haven't preempted these this time around. Trying to think of what a good dancer would be. I think I used Ferris for one of them before, just because, FF5 has a dance and she wears red. Let me have a quick skim through here. Some people would use Mog. I think I did that for the other one. I'm not really sold on that yet. Is there anyone else? I didn't really do the MMOs much. Arguably Pinello from 12, the one on the handheld, the Revenant's Wings. And Pinello in general, I suppose, maybe. Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding very many canonical dancers. What about that, one of the other styles? Not exactly Final Fantasy. Ooh, kind of hard, actually. Dancer examples, I don't know. I mean, I know you could take any of the girls from 10-2, technically. think Pinello might be the way to go. Sure, we'll go with that. It's not perfect, but hey, we gotta pick a name somehow. How many letters is that? Pinello. How do you even spell it? It's perfect. Alright, so yeah, sure. Dancer Pinello, she grew up. Next is a bard. I think I've only made one on the channel, and of course it was Spoonie. No, Edward's the only bard. Although you could call him Gilbert, depending on what translation you prefer. Surely there's some other bards that we could use. There must be. Some people consider Songstress or Kate Sith from... Oh, one of the remakes. Not the original FF7 Kate Sith, only the special one. Apparently there's one in 14, sort of. I don't know that dude. There's a couple in 14 that are probably bards. Okay. MMOs shouldn't count. Really? There's got to be someone other than Edward. Is there really not any other bards? Is this actually harder even than the dancer? Come on, Wiki, give me something. Really, the best we've got is like MMO NPCs that nobody knows, that I don't know. Wow. It must not just be me. Nobody they never made another bard after Edward. Sure, it's a job for some of them, but literally deleted from future games. I mean, how do you like Thancred? It's kind of longer. Does anyone remember this guy? He's one of the main friends in FF14, if I sort of remember. I'm not a huge fan of that. There's gotta be something. Video game bards. Maybe we'll expand it a little bit. Not just Final Fantasy. What's a good maybe Super Nintendo. I don't want use Dandelion from The Witcher. No, that's too far off. Really, there's no bards. I'm sorry guys, they don't exist. I'm trying to think of people who use musical weapons. They don't exist. Okay. What was the robot in Chrono Trigger? That's it. That's what we're doing. I can't Gato or something. That's just cat. The one Luca built for the beginning. Not Robo. No. Sheesh. It's so hard to look up names. Chrono Trigger, Millennial Fair. Why is this so hard? What's the name of the robot? I'm sure someone has already has told me. Luca's invention. Here we go. No. He's got a little song. This is it. This is Gato. It is Gato. I didn't think it was Gato. Doesn't that just mean cat? Fine, whatever. I give up. The only bard I can find is a robot that sings. I think he's got sound waves or something. Let's gotta move on here. White Wizard. Who have I used already for this one? I think I did Yuna, maybe. There's definitely lots of white mages. I've definitely done a Rosa. Oh, we haven't done like a Palom Porum, right? Not that a green mage is... green mage is going to be hard. Who's your favorite white mage? There's a lot of white mages, right? There must be. We got Minwu. That's a classic one. I like Minwu from FF2. Rosa, Porum. Yeah. Good. I Anybody else? Yuna. Oh, we could... You know what? It's not perfect, but I haven't used this one very often. We'll go with Aiko. Or, I'm pretty sure you pronounce it Aiko. I know she's, again, more of a summoner. She even has a horn. But hey, she only gets white magic in FF9. And I'm trying to bring the FF9 characters around, because that game needs some more love. But then Green Wizard. Why is this in here before all the other FF jobs? There's so many Final Fantasy jobs. Why do we get effectively a druid? Like, there's no... Is there any official green mage in any game? Where is this from? Apparently, there is a bestiary entry in FF12 that references them, but you don't get a class. A Viera in Final Fantasy Tactics A2. That's the Game Boy Advance version of Final Fantasy Tactics, and then the sequel to it. I think it's the Game Boy Advance. Apparently, you can be a green mage if you're a bunny girl. Wow, that is some niche lore there. Hammers, maces, leap, protect, debuffing spells. Okay, I guess kind of on point. Is that it? It's just from... Man, what a weird niche. But there's no example names. It's just a... oh no, okay. KTJN. Is this Japanese only? What? Pronounce kitten? Oh, of course, cat girls. Yeah. KTJN. Pronounce kitten. It's actually a bunny person, technically. So that's from Final Fantasy 12. Of course, sure. This is why everyone loves this game. Technically a green mage, I guess. That seems like a stretch. Is there anything else with green mage? I feel like that's it. It's just from the Tactics games. Is there any druids? I mean, druids are pretty not Final Fantasy seeming. Okay, so we're just gonna have to pick something. This is impossible. There's no bards other than Edward. There's no dancers ever. There's no green mages. There's only lots of white mages. Stupid. I don't know. Stuck on this. Look, let's pick somebody at random. Who's kind of green? Green, Final Fantasy green character. That's what we're doing. Who wears green? Leo. Leo wears green. Done. I didn't even find it. I just remember he wears green. Bam. He's green. He's got magic. Totally. Yep. Done. Let's go. Sorry, that took way longer than I thought it would take. Okay. We've got a dancer, a bard, a white mage, and a green mage. Technically New Game Plus, which means we're going to get murdered the first fight we go out to. We're going to learn dances from people, and we're going to have to talk to people to learn songs. In the solo bard, it didn't matter, but in this one, we actually have to talk to everybody at least once, sometimes multiple times to learn stuff. And that is great. So happy. So happy. Also, we have access to special skill once we do all the dances. Special harps after we learn all the... Maybe this is just promoted. Maybe we can go get that special harp right at the beginning. A special white wizard skill that's just in Melmond. And a special green wizard skill that's, I think, at Sarda. Maybe we should just name her Sarda. Anyway, we got lots of prep to do here. Good thing we get a harp. And a hammer. And 2 knives. Because we start with dual wields. And a staff. So that's alright. I'm not expecting very good armor, though. Oh, boy. New Game Plus, 0 armor. Well, cloth barely counts. I guess it's sort of armor. Basically clothes. So, yeah, damage output, not amazing. Not really our thing. Not with physical. We do get spells, though. no black magic ever, but we should get most of the white magic in the game. So that's gonna be our niche, right? It's gonna be some shared spells between white and green, some just white, some just green, and we'll just have to make it work. So I'm gonna start with Aiko learning Cure 1 and Leo, totally Leo, learning Regen. So we've got 2 ways to heal, and then I think Harm is gonna be like we can kill some undead, maybe, with that. And then the final white mage spell, Fog might not be this. Usually I don't think Fog's very good, especially when enemies do so much damage. The Bard gets a Song of Protection though, so maybe we can put enough armor on someone. Because Ruse is self-target, so unless you want to put the white or green wizard in the top slot, which I don't. Definitely not the white mage. You can pick up Fog. And then we took Regen. I think Shell will be maybe worth it for a couple fights. And then we could double Fog. I think the green mage is built to be tanky enough to actually tank for the group. So maybe I actually put Ruse on the green mage, because they get a lot more of HP growth. Not a lot of armor, but that might be an option. And it's pretty early on in the game. If this doesn't work, I can just reset it or something. I kind of wish you could forget spells and change them. I don't think that's too overpowered. They do it in the remakes, but, you know, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Anyway, we need to do a quick skill review for everybody. We've used all these classes previously on the channel, but this might be your first video. So Flurry lets you charge up your bravery by doing less damage, but more attacks. I think it's 1 extra attack. And the more attacks you make, the more bravery points you get. You've got a limit, seeing as we're promoted, which just means you can use your dances without spending bravery, which is really cool. It's not like crazy overpowered, but it's a very useful limit. And then we have dance magic, which we have to learn in each town. Bravery, which effectively powers the spells or the dances, and can be really overpowered. And then dual wielding, because we're promoted. So yeah, as we get better daggers, we'll do okay. Penelo will definitely do lots of damage. Her first dance is a self-heal, also does like magic damage to get around absorb, which is pretty good, I think. Next up, Spoony Bard. Hides, useless. Virtuoso, this is not useless. This lets you stack buffs. It's kind of, so, I'm trying to think of how do I explain this. Bard songs are sustained actions that provide a party-wide buff, but then you must sustain the music for it to stay in effect. It doesn't build up over time, and then you take the song down, and then you keep your buff. Final Fantasy V had some songs where, like, you gained level, like your character level went up as the song lasted, and then when you got interrupted from your spell, you still, until the end of the battle, kept your bonus stats, basically. That does not work here, but the limit lets you stack them for this fight. So this, you can do up to 4 songs, even the same song 4 times or different songs. It's very strong, but it takes a lot of time to set up. Harpist lets us do magic damage with our our harp. No, ignores defense, never misses. Pretty cool. Still very low damage. Resist silence is whatever. Spooniness is we're just gonna die. And then Encore, the only value for Hide is that it recharges a song. So, hooray, that's a bard. We'll talk more as we get his songs this time, because we're going to use them, compared to the last run where we didn't. Solo bard, no point, right? White Mage has a free heal, and it gets stronger the more you use it. Can also just give people, I choose not to die. I'd say both of these are really strong. Re-raises with the White Wizard skill. We also have just heal everybody to full as a limit. And our healing spells are just better. They're just built different. So, very simple class, but still very, I think, lots of the spell casting options still add enough versatility. And then finally, our green mage. Exuviation is weird. Maybe with the white mage helping, we can put up enough buffs that we can use Exuviation to remove them and deal large AoE damage. In my experience, this did not work very well, but maybe we'll find a way with this party. I don't know what a better party would be for it, so at least we've got a couple casters that can do buffs. I guess a paladin could have anti-fire and stuff too. Just better, but there's also a benefaction, which is another dumb skill that I'm not a huge fan of. I think on New Game Plus it's probably never going to be enough, but it is another way to heal the party. I think I talked about this a lot when I did my first Green Mage run. You have to take damage and save it up, and then you can heal up to your max HP divided by the number of living party members to everyone. It's not very much usually. So it takes a while to charge up. You have to take damage and not use it, and then you use it in a pinch to give a quick heal, so to speak, but it's a pretty small number. So, yeah, not great. The limit is potentially good. Hard to imagine a great use for it in normal runs, because you get promoted around when you get access to ribbons and protection, stats protection anyway. But we'll have access to this, you know, before Astos and before some of the other annoying fights. So maybe Green Wizards will be cool. I've never started with a Green Wizard. They do resist poison and stone, which is mid to weak. They learn a bunch of spells. This is something that's really not very powerful. A 50% chance to heal a percentage of HP when you use an enhancing effect. It does combo with Benefaction, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. It says job ability. I feel like it's just not enough to really matter. And then finally, this is just how you use Benefaction. You take damage and charge it up, basically. So that's our build. We need to go talk to all the people in the castle, though, to finish learning songs. You can tell I'm super excited for this run. So we've learned our first song. We can use it twice per battle. It's not like geomancy or spells. This is just inside a battle you can use it twice, which doesn't do anything. And it is boosted by the Bard's luck stat. I don't know the exact math. I'd never bothered to figure it out. But theoretically, we can give everyone 8 absorb and then do nothing with your Bard. Is that good? I doubt it. Depends on how much bonus we get from luck. If it's like 8 plus your luck stat, then it's 18, and that's maybe okay. Can we find the last person for the other song as well? Also, do we get a special? No. We need to talk to the princess and the elf prince to get special harps. Usually you can't get them until like halfway through the game when you get promoted, but maybe we just start with them nearly. So, sad news, we did not get this courage song, which would be nice. I'm pretty sure I talked to everybody, so we'll just have to find it in the next town. Alright, goodbye, not really challenge run. The 4 marshals crushed it, knocked it out of the park. Let's get started here. Now, New Game Plus, I'm a little bit scared of this first fight, because these imps are going to hit us pretty darn hard. Maybe we'd go with the dance. I think Penelo is going to get hit a lot. The regeneration effect at this level is basically nothing. Then again, maybe we can use that. Does that work with Exuviation? It's resistances specifically. I don't think regen counts. You know what? Let's science this out. I don't think it'll work, but we're going to learn. Okay, we got our armor on. Enjoy your somewhat effective extra armor. We'll see how that works. So you got to keep sustaining it. We can't do anything else with our bard. And I did use a fog on Penelo. She should actually have a fair amount of armor now. So we'll just pray. And we're going to find out if Exuviation works off of Regen. I doubt it. No. You know what? We're getting there. Penelo can kill stuff. We've got some armor. And I'll try an Exuviation off of Fog as well. Probably this one. Yeah. So we're just sciencing it out a little bit, getting a feel for how this stuff goes. So there you go. We beat some imps. Barely. Let's see if we can kill some more. Let's Knights Mine. I think it's Mine or Min. I don't know. Probably Italian or something. We used all our spells, of course. I guess we can just swing, and I'll probably also just attack. I don't know. Even the bard might be better off just attacking at this point. I don't know. Looks like the dancer can pretty reliably, because we're getting 2 attacks, she can pretty reliably kill an imp in a single attack, which is a good sign. Honestly, we're doing all right. The bard song actually seems to be making a difference. Good job, Gatto. We didn't get a level up, though. Do one more fight. We can probably survive. Test our luck one more time. Small group. Ooh, don't hide. No, no, no. Dance. Dance, fool. Yeah, and then technically we have a self heal using the Samba. But, yeah. Okay, well, we made it to level 2 without a problem. Nice. We'll take that and heal up. Also, just like the other runs with my New Game Plus sort of scripted groups, I will not be buying repels. We might not need very many heal potions in this group, and we might not need as many pures in this group, but we'll still need to save on the overworld. So we'll buy a few of those while we're here. Maybe... What level should we go kill Garland? Level 2 Garland kill? He's gonna hit hard enough that I don't think that Mine is gonna be enough. I mean, we could test out Ruse tanking with Leo up top. Well, we'll keep you at the bottom until we get... Let's give it a shot. I mean, what's more embarrassing than being killed by the support team, you know? Let's just see how much damage you do if we attack. 4. Miss. 35. 13. We killed a wolf in one round. Could be way worse. I don't have very high expectations for this group. I'm being honest. Alright, so the plan is something like this, I think. So we might have to do a lot of like top row switching just for party composition stuff. We're gonna ruse up, so Leo, like, we can't actually lose this fight as long as we get 3 ruses or something. So, you know, that's just kind of funny. I actually think Drain Samba is so good I flurry up, and that'll be my damage output. And maybe we fog up Penelo, because she's not going to have the evade, and she's my damage dealer. And the bard can just do one thing, so there you go. Yeah, 30 damage is pretty brutal. Maybe I'll use that Drain Samba for a self-heal. Even with some bravery charging, it'll work okay. I'll do another level of fog on Penelo, though. And then just sustain whatever armor we've got. So we took 5 damage that time, right? Not bad. Drained HP. Now, 2 ruses might be mostly enough, but 3 is definitely enough. Flurry again. And I think Penelo should be invincible. Aiko and the Bard are less likely to get hit, but I'll just put it on Gato, I guess. Alright, we're super tanky here. So we've got 3 ruses. Now we can do basically nothing else. Barrier doesn't matter. We just attack. And we keep trying to charge up those Sambas for Penelo. And the White Mage just gives us some passive healing, I think. I could put like re-raise on people, but I think the charge up on Prey will be fine. Yeah, I'm really glad I brought the Dancer. Otherwise, this group would have a really, really slow time. So Aiko took 26 damage, and that's with the song on. That's not great. We're up to 190. Let's just charge it all the way up. Garland has nearly 200 hit points on New Game Plus, I think. Yeah, we're still getting hit even through the fog and the... that's why Ruse is so much better. Evade strats are just way better than absorb strats. Okay, one more flurry, and then I'll switch to the limit. I think. And we should do good damage. We're also kind of still powering up over time. Yeah, let's go 3 Sambas in a row, and that should do a lot of damage. But we keep making Prey a little bit better every round, so our healing abilities do get a little stronger over the course of a long battle. 60 damage, no problem. You know what? Winning this at level 2 is going to feel pretty good. I mean, it's very slow. But this is, I think, my goal for this build is to make a somewhat unkillable party that maybe doesn't kill bosses quickly, but I did a regular attack. I could have done a free... I think I wasted my limit on that turn, actually. But yeah, we can't be killed, right? And we maybe buff up over time to get super strong. But yeah, level 2... I don't think level 1 would have been too much fun, but level 2 was fine. Garland, get out of here. And I think... Yeah, we get an auto harp. And a bridge. So, the auto harp is not something you normally get, but it is way stronger than a walnut harp. It also gives us a random song on turn 1, which I think you could manipulate by only learning the song you want, and then you'd always start with that specific song. So, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to learn them all, because I want to show them off, but... There would be probably a way to manipulate the exact song you get every time. I do need to make sure I don't miss... I think there's a broom I need to talk to. I know, it's weird, but... there's a broom in Matoya's that I think teaches us some music. Relatively missable. So we didn't even get a level up. Still level 2. That's fine. Support squad, go. Yeah, so we're always going to start with defense for now, which is funny. Although, I think I'd rather actually attack, because I think we do get the advantage of defense until the Bard attacks, but I think against imps, at least, it might be better to just kill them all, right, like that. But hey, there you go, Bards being kind of cool if you give them a free song at the beginning of the battle. I actually kind of think that maybe the effect from the auto harp should just be something they can do. Either, I mean, that might work on ambushes too, I don't know. But even if that doesn't work on, maybe like promotion only at least or something, I don't know. Bards are not all that overpowered. In fact, I think they're pretty weak. Most of the groups, most of the classes here, other than the Dancer, I think are a little bit on the weak side for Renaissance. White Mage is, of course, solid, and Green Mage is solid. Like, they're the healer supports, but I don't think you need... I think the last 2 runs, where we did all fighters and all mages, like offensive casters, proves pretty soundly that really the best answer is a strong offense. So this fight is that's a lot of imps. That's maybe too many imps. Excuse me. I just wanted to mention that that's a lot of imps. I think we gotta attack and hope we kill the regular imps. Come on, Gatto. At least we did have the absorb up for this first round. Maybe I should have kept that song up, actually. Yeah, we're not getting... Okay, 2 kills. A little bit of healing. This is a pretty tough fight. Double ruse. Try to kill the Grimps. Oh, we could use our limit here, full heal. And just try to do another AoE to take out the rest of the imps. Nice turn order, Bard. There we go. Alright. Got the full heal. We're fine now. I don't think there's any worry. Okay, we'll just attack to win. So there you go. That's a 9-pack of Imp Grimp. The support team survives it. Is it the stationary broom? Yeah. There we go. Now we got a different song. Honestly, this one might be a little bit more useful. Because this one gives us attack power. And that's the kind of thing we need. Now we can kill stuff. And I actually think that combos... Ooh, that's a lot of enemies. This is probably not a great fight for me. No, I think we gotta run. That's too many. Yeah, run. Run, boy, run. We got lucky and ran away. Just gotta be good to be lucky. We got free armor up. That's fine. I think... Oddly, I think we take this fight as well. Yeah, that's... Even the auto-harp damage... I definitely need to make a decision for how I want to use the Bard, right? Because... the Bard's basic damage is not a lot. And... keeping that defense or offense spell song up, I think it's obviously going to be better at, like, if we're fighting a small number of enemies. Against a large group, it's nice to try to get some AoE, I think. But I have to decide how I want to do that. It'd be great to have some AoEs. Let's just run. I don't really want to fight a bunch of wolves. Alright, we got away. Good enough. Can we make it? Not quite. We got another wolf pack. This time we get ambushed, which proves the auto harp doesn't work through an ambush, and people are starting to die. So the fact that we have exactly 1 HP is obviously the problem. Or exactly 1 armor. Sorry, man, words. Can we take out a singular? This is basically as difficult a battle as as Garland. Except we have attack up song instead of defense up. Whether you think that's going to help or not is... I guess we'll find out. Yeah, there's not a lot of people to damage boost, though, right now. 32 is not a lot. The tanking green mage might be kind of an interesting way for this to go. Especially once we get more ruses. Alright, charge up a little bit more. Maybe just swing because of the Bard song? The self-heal on Pinello definitely helps. I don't think we hammer very much here, though. 14? I guess it's not 0. Probably better to do some passive healing, though, I guess. I don't know. Oof! We got hit through the ruse! I guess I could do the heal. Might as well before we're dead. I can put... Assuming no one... So re-raise is a bit weaker in that you do lose any buffs. So if you cast Ruse and then die, you'll lose it when you get re-raised. But it is like a preventative... the Bard got crit for 85. Funny. Alright, fine, whatever. This fight's taking way too long anyway. I don't want to have to deal with unbalanced HP level or XP levels. You know what? This auto harp is freaking annoying. Why does the Bard just always have to be annoying? Even the auto harp, which is an advantage, you have to fight through the menu to turn it off to run away. Okay, so pirates. I don't know if there's any... There's no weapons. That's not a huge surprise. Magic. So, White Mage gets the first 4. Lamp is basically useless, although it does help the Dancer, who doesn't like being blinded for her dances. So, okay. Invis actually would stack with Ruse. You could cast it on the tank. Mute. Anti-light. Oh, that's actually kind of tough, because that means all 4 of these have some value in this group. Maybe I'll start with the Green Mage. So, they cannot learn Mute. If they take Lamp, then only one of White Mage and Green Mage can take Lamp. And only the White Mage can take Mute. So if I'm trying to get the spread of spells, Lamp for green, Mute for white, and then we can both take the other spells. I think, yeah. Well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd be skipping Invis on the Green Mage, which is fine. Because I think they're going to be my front row tank, oddly enough. So they just need Ruse. And someone else can do Invis 2 later. Or maybe they both do Invis 2, but... Yeah, okay. So I will start with the unique one. I know, Anti-Lightning maybe. These are not going to be very relevant for a while, but I'm picking them up while we're here. And then White Mage. Okay, yeah, Mute. Anti-Lightning as well. Both of them having Anti-Lightning isn't super valuable. But it does help with the Exuviation ability, so maybe it's worth it on the White Mage. And then, yeah, I do think Invis. So that's a different set of level 2 spells than I usually consider, because we're getting all the white stuff. It's a bit weird. Anyway, we should be able to probably Bard Song these guys out. Maybe. Yeah, we'll get another dance as soon as we win this fight. And... I mean, we could also do, like, Anti-Lightning and then Exuviate next turn as well. Thing is, it's, they're gonna hit really hard for this first turn. The first turn's gonna be brutal. We didn't get the defense up, we got the offense up, which is probably not what we want. Try to stay alive yourself. I guess I could switch. I don't know what happened there. Oh, the attack. That's what I wanted anyway. Never mind. That's. I wasn't sure we could one-shot them. Okay, never mind. We're good. Bard is actually pretty good against pirates, as we see. So don't worry about it. I was overthinking it. We don't need to do any defense. Just kill. Unleash hell. Alright, Gatto gets... You know what? Level 3 pirates, we're doing fine. Okay, let's do the Bard talk. See what the next song will be. I suppose we should buy Everyone some gloves. Double our armor. We're not gonna get a lot of armor in this group, you know the drill. Okay. Just going to get music, or at least try. Okay, we don't have the Song of Soothing yet. Oh, and this is the one that glitched out on me once. So I want to save before I talk to this girl, just in case. Okay. It's only ever glitched out on me once, but I don't want it to happen again. So we did not learn the final for Soothing Song. I think it's probably safe to say it will be someone at Dwarf. I forget where all the Bard songs are anyway, but... we're going to go to Elfland first, because we need stuff. Damage against a shark. Could we... So Quick Step is the worst of all the dances. This one is basically garbage. Sharks are pretty tough. Every fight right now with this group, I'm like, can we win? Is it actually safe to take these fights? Maybe do a little bit of healing, I don't know. Wait. We have both Bard songs active at the same time. I didn't use the limit. Have I fundamentally not understood how these work? I was promised that they didn't last for the entire battle. I'm gonna have to read those again. Hold on. I'll do that after this fight's over. I may have not understood. That's definitely something I've done, certainly. So, like... if I do another Night Mini, do you think that's... yeah, it's still only one. Maybe that's a promotion ability that he can keep two going at once? I don't know. Clearly not really hitting this guy too hard. We don't have any damage buffing yet. Yeah, and then like you only get 2 songs anyway, so I wonder if it's something the auto harp... I don't understand. Classic Blue not understanding. Okay, let's see how much we can do if we just attack. Maybe Drain Samba is not affected by the Valor song? Didn't really matter. Maybe it was. Hard. Well, we'll try to figure that out as we go. Let's rest up though, because that one shark was still... We're still just kind of barely hanging in there. What is the deal with that? So the level 2 Bard song is the promotion ability. All songs share 2 available uses per battle. So usually you can just do one and then you have to hide and then cast another one, right? To change it. Move character from combat. Wait, sustains current songs? I don't remember that at all. Okay. Sustains current songs when you're hiding. I swear I read these before and I've done multiple runs. I thought I knew how they worked. Yeah, we get Encore is, again, promotion boosted. So usually it's just 1 Bard song, but because we're boosted to 2, we get up to 2. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. You and me, YouTubers, future tubers, we're gonna figure this out as we go. That was an ambush, wasn't it? You know what? Let's get some money. Let's reset. Get us some money. party attack up. That's what we need. Damage. Honestly, it might be better. It might be time for Exuviation rather than Bard Magic. I don't know. $27 bonk, but they've got 100 or so on New Game Plus. I don't think we're going to be able to do enough with just anti-lightning. I don't know. There's nothing else we can really do for that. We can try not to die. So I guess if we... Maybe I should have not sustained. I should have tried to put the defense up as well. Okay. We're definitely not the greatest starting group. Of the other two challenge sort of groups, the support group clearly a little bit on the weaker side. I want to do this fight properly without getting ambushed. That's the thing. Okay, here we go. So, maybe Ruse, Flurry. We'll put that anti-lightning up to try Exuviate, and we'll immediately switch to the defense song. Okay, there we go. Both songs seem to work. That's gonna help. Yeah, Ruse plus extra absorb does definitely make a difference. So we have anti-lightning, the only one. We can get anti-poison too. Okay, we'll see if a double Exuviate is enough to be justified. Definitely a little bit worried that we're just gonna get crushed. In theory, we could hide without... It did say sustain. Like, we're gonna test this out. If those songs stay up while he's hiding, that's interesting. Alright, we have resist poison. The songs are still up. Wild. Okay. I mean, that does help. I really didn't think it worked like that. But, over the course of this Let's Play, we will actually figure out how it works. Still getting smashed. Okay, Exuviation 60 to 100. And that should have been with two antis, anti-poison, anti-thunder. And I think you really have to keep track of who's been cleansed of it, because it doesn't work on the same person twice. Yeah, this fight is still really pushing my luck, I think. So we just sustain our hide. I guess that's not too bad. And then, yeah, we got another Exuviation. So we were able to pull out... That's a lot of turns of setup. But it's pretty neat. Because we have an auto harp, this is actually worse, right? 4 damage, no hit percent bonus. That 20% is not a joke. We'll be getting, in just 2 more levels, actually decent damage out of that bard. Which is kind of funny. Other weapons, better iron staves. Oh, the large knife for sure is an upgrade. Seeing as our dancer's kind of our main damage dealer for now. Well, forever, really, but that's an upgrade. And they're about to get a 3rd attack. Iron Hammer's 9 and 0. I actually want to save my money because there's a couple other things we probably want to buy first before garbage weapons. And it will be copper bracelets for everyone. Copper bracelets. Get your copper bracelets. Everybody gets some kind of armor. And we also have 2 scarf wielders. So that means the bard can actually get double attacks right now. Alright, we can also buy caps for everybody if you want a little bit more. Sure. But there you go. Bard, 32, over 32% hit rate means 2 attacks. It'll be okay, not crazy. Sure. We get the absolute maximum armor we can get. So with that, plus the Bard's mini, some amount of armor, we start at 6 or 7, and it gets boosted by at least 8. That puts you at chain armor tier. Depending on how much the luck adds, you might get to like iron armor tier, but probably somewhere around that range. In terms of magic, we do get 1 spell for now. It's not... So the white mage gets the first 4. I think Harm 2 is obvious. Cure 2 probably... Heal is not very good when you've got Prey. So we'll probably take the first 3 on the white mage. And then Regen 2 is slightly more useful. Ace Stone is kind of unique. Harden is pretty unique. And then we don't need Aether on the green mage. I did practice some Evoker Golem usage, which is similar to this. Although this is single target, but that might work with this group. I'm going to put Harm 2 on for now, just because, you know, we're going to be fighting some undead before long. We can do some dancing and some Bard magic learning. Dancer up here. And I think, not yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll get another harp from the Elf Prince once we finish the quest. But we got to talk to everybody to learn whatever music he can learn. Again, he might need to be... It is possible there's a song that you can't get till the Elf Prince wakes up anyway, but I'm not sure. We should definitely go to the dwarves as well to seek out bard music. It's fairly easy to miss one if you're playing along. Don't feel bad if you have to talk to everybody twice. So that was the 3rd song. Okay. Let's save. I'll show off the new dance. I think we're almost at an hour already. I'll try to do a quick trip to Dwarf before we wrap up our episode. So, new dance, Healing Waltz. Probably not going to be incredibly useful for this run, but it is a way to do some healing and cleansing. But I expect the white mage will have us covered, if not the green mage. We got a lot of healing. Speaking of which, we can also add Regen as well. So, in theory, we can have, once we buy Regen 2, 15% plus 5%. Now, given that this is maybe not a great song for winning fights, maybe I shouldn't have learned it yet, because the auto harp, it's kind of taking away from one of my stronger buff spells, but hey, whatever. I'm thinking how much setup do I want to do an Exuviate, basically. We could try dropping the enemy's hit rate. I feel like in my experience, it's not enough, basically. I guess if we're going full defense mode, we do... Can we do double? I want to see if you do 2 in a row if you get double of the same. Failed the quick step. Okay, so you can definitely only have 1 of the same. So the limit must change how the song stacking works. So we should have 2 levels of anti, then we go Exuviate on somebody, and just leave it there for the moment. Alright, so we can get a... I guess that's 2 spell slots and 3 actions to get a sweeper that can kill some Sogs. Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing, but that on its own probably is not going to be enough to sell me on green mages. Like, it helps, but, stupid Bard. Bard literally makes it take longer with auto harp to get away. I mean, it's my own fault for equipping it, but it's just funny. If we get an extra 1,000 golds and maybe some progress on another song. Song of Pride. Seems likely we might learn it in here. Maybe. These guys always mix each other up, so not... I guess probably no more songs. Okay. So we are... Shouldn't it say how many we've... This better not be glitching out on me again. I thought it said something like 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 6 the last time we talked to a dwarf. I thought it kept track in here, but I don't know, maybe I'm not paying enough attention. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? We just miss one forever? Well, seeing as we're an hour in, I guess I'm gonna have to do a little bit of grinding. This group feels like it's gonna be one of the slower groups. Well, of the last couple. We're still a 4-man team. I do think we've got a pretty solid amount of overall, like, durability, obviously. But killing things quickly is the best kind of durability. Really? You're still gonna make me spend a pure potion after all that? I feel like anti-poison basically should make this fight, like, completely safe, but... new magic damage. Yeah, like, we do enough, if we're immune to poison, and asps just do 1 damage per hit, then we can just rush him down. Now, I've been working so hard on these, bardic songs, we're not, like, using the bard to attack, so it's... Do you think plus 10 or so attack and defense is worth the bard doing nothing, is kind of the question, right? The fact that we can have 2 songs up at once, definitely a good sign. So that helps. But yeah, this is kind of an experiment, let's say. This guy's a little bit more dangerous. Never really got a chance to do the angel song last time, but some passive HP regen doesn't hurt. Those are the ones that definitely scale nicely, things like regen. Don't want to get smacked and die. So we've got defense and regen. That's like full defend mode, assuming there's no way to get more yet. The limit lets you go further, of course, but try to not... we'll save that for intense battles, you know. We can stack the regen as well, which is pretty cool. Let me find out for sure if you can have 3 on, now that we have 3 songs. Yeah, they all work. Interesting. I really didn't think that was how it worked in this Renaissance game. So then there's no reason... It means attacking with him is actually much worse than I thought. So now we really just want him to hide. If there's no reason for him to take a hit, just keep all the spells he knows active and just disappear so he can't get interrupted or killed. Interesting. I mean, it's still very slow. Like, that's just a lot of setup. The auto harp still makes it better, though. Interesting. I think this only works, like, we can only get to 3 because of the auto harp and being promoted. but once we get a 4th song, I'll see if I can hide, come back, and have 4 active effects. For someone who's played with bards before, it feels like I still have no idea how they work. They're really just too spoony. But we can't stack the same song at the very least. That much we tested. So unless you're using the limit, you can't rely on that. Interesting. Well, hey, we're learning new things, right? You kind of see that even just that small regen effect, it's not too bad. Well, we are over an hour, and I think you guys probably have a pretty good idea how my day's gonna go. I need to get some money more than anything, and I don't really want to go to marsh like this just yet. So I'm gonna be killing some Kaizokus. I might do it with exuviations, which we did learn definitely work. Once we have access to a few more level 3 spell slots, we might be able to make them a little better, maybe. And the Bard gives us some passable durability for these fights. This is still very slow, so I'm not going to be grinding to a huge level. Yeah, you're going to try to kill them, and you're going to actually try to save her. Ah, that's we're still very fragile until the buffs come online. And, like, ambushes are brutal. Who's got the best luck? Not you. Maybe? No. Yes. Actually, I think the Bard is maybe one of the better luck growth units. So we should maybe always have the Bard at the top of the party to help get us more preemptive strikes instead of getting ambushed, assuming the formula works the way I have been told it works. It certainly worked there, at least. Yeah, preemptive strike means at least 2 songs on before anything happens. It's potentially pretty good. And then we can, like, exuviate right away. We can maybe try a quick step. I really don't think quick step's ever going to matter, but theoretically, right? And let's put on the regen. See how this looks. So we drop all their hit percent. Doesn't probably change anything. They do miss once, but yeah, very unreliable. And then a 2-stacker exuviate is decent. The good news is you can basically use that 4 times in a row, so that's pretty cool. And we do get some, like, free healing in here if you don't want to use. We got a lot of free healing, really. Bard just gets out of there. I wonder if the Bard regenerates when he's off screen. I'll figure that out with a little bit of practice, but the good news is we can win that fight without too much trouble. I've actually got a decent amount of cash already, but we need to buy magic spells. I don't think these staffs are going to change much, but might as well get the better weapons. But yeah, the hit rate growth, except for the Dancer, everyone else gets 1% hit rate per level. I think the Bard might get 2%, but they're still very, very weak. So the trick is, of course, getting enough healing potions, pure potions, and stuff to make it through Marsh. Which might not be as many as normal, but we definitely need spell slots. And I want at least all the level 3 spells. I already talked about what I'm going to take, I think. So I'm going to end the episode here, and I'm going to do a bit of grinding. And this group maybe needs more grinding than the other solo, or the other, you know, I don't know what to call these, the 3 archetypes. You know, healers and support, marshals and blasters. I don't know, something like that. But these guys, I think we're going to have to put the most effort into. So a couple levels, definitely necessary, and some strategy. And it's going to take longer to grind than normal. So I kind of expect this run to take a little bit longer, and I'm going to need to spend a bit of time on my own getting ready. So that's what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you're excited to see some of the grinding, and then usually just ramming our head into a wall that is marsh, earth, and ice. Coming up soon. See you next time.